Welcome to another episode of DioTalk. I'm Dio. Let's talk. My guest today is a EXP Real Estate Agent. Give a warm welcome to Mark Bjorkman. How are you doing, sir?
Hey, I'm doing great, Dio. Thanks for having me on.
It's an honor to have you, man. I've been hearing a lot about you, about everybody in EXP. Thing out there in Florida.
Well, the market in Florida is rocking. You know, there's like 100 families a day moving to Florida, so it's keeping us realtors busy here, and we're busy looking for properties for our people. And yeah, we're hammering it out here for sure.
Yeah, man. I know. I grew up in Puerto Rico, so I know a lot of people from Puerto Rico that are just making that move to Florida. So it's packed right now.
Yeah, the people from Puerto Rico and also the people from New York and New Jersey area getting down here, getting out of the sickness and getting out of the I don't know, the high taxes and stuff that's going on up there. They're moving to Florida where there's no income tax, so it's a good break to get down here. It's actually like getting a raise.
Have you been there all your life, or you've just been residing for a couple of years?
No, I've been here for since 2016. I'm a retired millwright. I traveled around the country keeping your lights on, working in the electric nuclear power plants and rebuilding power plants as they needed it. So I'm retired from that and come down here, retired a little early. Got bored, and the realtor that sold me my house here, she's actually the one that encouraged me to get into real estate. So that's how I got on, and
really?
It's been pretty cool. Been a really interesting ride for sure.
That's awesome. What was your first steps like how becoming a real estate agent? Like how was that experience?
Well, I tell you, I had no idea. I was turning wrenches my whole life. So going to being a salesman was a little scary, but I kind of got the gift of gab, so they tell me, and so it was easy to just make friends and build relationships. So the process of starting was just getting involved in a school and getting my test and taking my real estate test. And I did that online, and I did it at my own pace. And once I really was committed to doing it, I said, hey, I got to stop messing around. And I just knocked it out in a couple of weeks and took the test and passed and started my adventure in real estate.
So how many years you're in real estate now?
It will be 2 years in October. So I'm still a baby realtor compared to a lot of people, but a lot of people don't make it their first 2 years. They're gone before their second year. So I've been really fortunate to be who I'm with, associated with, and really thankful to be still alive and actually doing pretty good.
That's awesome. I've joined and attended the Appointment Academy several times, and one of the names they keep mentioning is Mark. Whether it's real estate or closing houses or investments, but your charisma. Everybody falls in love with your charisma. It's just so like you're very just you. Something very difficult that a lot of people tend to have trouble with. You're just being you, and people just gravitate to that. That's what I love about it.
Well, maybe it comes with age and just not having to feel like you have to impress anybody. I just am what I am. So, I just I basically deal. I love people, and I love helping people. And I'm in a situation that's unique from a lot of people who get into real estate. I put a lifetime of another job in, and I'm retired from that, and I got an income from that. So my income from real estate isn't, my life is not dependent on that income. So I don't have to feel like if you don't sell with me or you don't buy with me, I'm going to be in trouble. So I think it's that ease of putting people at ease, that they don't think I'm just out there to make a dollar on them. And that's just me. So I work with a lot of people that need a lot of help that a lot of other realtors won't work with, so.
Yeah, man, I totally get that. I work real closely with my wife Diana. Obviously, you
Mhm,
know her. And throughout the years, I watched her help numerous people because
mhm,
she's well experienced in like property management, real estate. She has a whole arsenal that she still hasn't tapped into certain avenues. But
mhm,
one thing that I can say she has found success in is helping and educating people.
mhm.
Just doing it,
Right.
because um she wants to see them, progress. And I remember my first time in an appointment academy, and I was in, how Sekou breaks us up and goes to groups, and
Mhm,
we were talking, and you know I noticed a lot of real estate agents just, trying to sell themselves, right? Or try to be more than what they are. And I
mhm,
just, I told them, like, I was like, just be yourself.
mhm.
You're too busy trying to be flamboyant or represent something you're not. Just be yourself. Just let the client know you just want to help them. At the end of the day, you're changing their lives. You're
Right.
helping them find, a home, and where they're going to build
Right.
memories and have a life experience and adventures. Like, just be yourself and help them. And that's
Right.
something that people, when it comes to you, Mark, this is the reason why I reached out to you, is because that's the feedback I'm getting from you. And that's a lot of people.
Well, thank you. That really humbles me. I appreciate that. I just am so thankful to be part of the Appointment Academy. Sekou is a man that gives of
The
himself.
grandmaster himself. He's the
Yeah,
grandmaster.
just unbelievable. And he will give you as much as you're willing to do. He will keep stretching you and challenging you. But as soon as you slack off, and I've seen people come and go in the last year with him, that they just kind of quit following his lead, and well, then that's fine. You go someplace else. But if you're willing to put in place the things that he suggests doing, he's all about seeing you really just to succeed. Your
Yeah.
success is something that really, really, feeds him. So that's cool. You've mentioned it several times now, the Appointment Academy. And if I had to say anything that's helped my business grow the most, it's just being involved with Sekou and Dave Finale and the whole group that we've just been introduced to people who can help me leverage my business, so I'm sorry, my phone is
Don't
beeping.
worry about it.
I'm meant to deaden that thing, but anyhow, so yeah, that's been very, very good for my business, just stretching me.
Yeah, you know what's incredible about that program, or not even just the team in general, is it's 100% free. It's free.
Yeah.
That's I've sat down literally with real estate agents, and they'll talk about, and this is not a knockoff to any other brokerage, but like I told them, you should go join EXP, and they give me the whole rundown about their brokerage,
Mhm,
and they got to go to seminars and
mhm,
do this and do that. Like, and how much are you paying for that? Matter of fact, how much are you making? Have you closed your first home? Have you even closed on renting an apartment?
mhm,
And they look at me like, no. So you're telling me you're paying 400, 500 and up for seminars, program, courses, and you still haven't made a buck on
mhm,
your license. But yet there's this whole list of individuals that have joined the Appointment Academy. Not even that, take that apart, just joining the EXP community like yourself, just
mhm.
via text message, and how many gems they dropped on a daily basis, and how many
Oh,
people, like, it's like you said, I've seen people digress and go back and not done anything. But there's people like you, like my wife, like countless
Mhm.
other individuals that have
Mhm.
actually progressed just because they're part of a group chat and are part of some type of support system.
Yeah. Yeah, I like to call it a network. It is really, my footprint is really big. I was just working with a guy out in Colorado, just got off the phone before we started here.
Nice.
And he is so happy, he's sold his house for like 10 grand over asking. And he called me up last week and said, Mark, our home ain't ready yet in Florida. He says, but I've decided to sell my home here. Can you set me up with a realtor over here in Colorado? I said, absolutely. So my footprint is huge. If you need service in Colorado, you need service in California, I have people at just my fingertips just to reach out to and get you the type of person you need that can find your can sell your home or can find you a home. So it's been really good. My footprint is big, and it's because of working with the Appointment Academy. I network with 35, 40 people every day that we can help each other build our businesses. And that's what it's all about.
That's incredible. That's incredible. So like you recently you started your own YouTube page, and which has I did a little homework here. Like you got some views. You got some views.
Yeah,
Big
I did a
kudos to
couple.
you.
Thank you. Thank you. It's still in its infancy stages, and I'm gonna be picking your brain for a while too. And those and others, I just you have to stretch yourself. There's only so many hours in a day though, if you're
Mhm.
working with clients and you got your calendar all set up and filled up. So yeah, it's like I said, it's in its infancy stages. It looks not as professional as some, but it's getting there. I'm getting the tools gathered up to get it there, so.
But you know what? Don't worry about that, because YouTube is not, first of all, YouTube is not the same as it once were. After I think 2019 hit or 2020, this, COPPA regulation hit, and now they have like a YouTube buddy system, and where they help you supposedly, I apologize for my listeners and viewers, may botch this, but they help you, but you're not
Mhm.
able to capitalize on that. So you're basically working 9 to 5, like if you're working for somebody else
Right.
and no interest. So a lot of people tend to, um, focus on your thumbnail, or focus on your title, on this and that, to make the algorithm, succeed.
Mhm.
But then you'll soon realize you're not doing what you want to do. You
Mhm.
know, I've seen people shift. Let's say they're reviewing games, and slowly shift their whole video idea into now creating tutorial videos, because
Mhm.
once you write how on the title, it gets you
Mhm.
certain more views, because people, you know with the help of YouTube now, people just go on YouTube and put how to do something,
Mhm.
and it clicks,
Yep.
and it's very, and they monetize that.
Right.
But then now you got to go follow them, and that's their hustle. Now you stop doing what you want to do, and your focus and your goal and your education and your vision, and now it's doing something just because you want to capitalize on that dollar. And sometimes it's better off just seeing the long way and building yourself up, not worry
Mhm.
about thumbnails, not worry about what's next, because it's gonna drive yourself crazy, Mark. It's not worth it. You're
Well,
doing,
thank you.
you're doing so well, and in such a shorter period of time, just being you.
Yeah.
Like you said yourself, maybe it's because with old age, as you get older, you come more wisdoms, and you don't have to impress anybody else. But you just being you, you have got more views than somebody that has spent hours not creating their craft, but creating thumbnails or
Mm.
titles, or blowing their heads on YouTube tags. So
Mm.
don't worry about that, man.
All right. Well, thanks for that advice. I'll put that right at the top of the list because it's really taxing. It really is, but I enjoy it too. I try to, feed my brain every day something, just to make myself a better person. You got this little device right here, that's pretty amazing thing. There's no excuse for anybody being a dummy anymore. It's all
Yes.
right, it's all right here. So I'm learning how to use that tool and just take it and make my business better, make myself better. One of the things I'm doing to make myself better is I'm studying Spanish every day. I
There you
spend
go.
2 hours a day
¿Qué es lo que pasa?
y aprendiendo español, pero necesito mucho practicar.
Oh, that's good though. That's good.
See, but my clientele here is there's a lots of Spanish speaking people, and I want to be able to help them out and work with them. And another big reason is my wife is Hispanic, and I don't want her talking bad about me right in front of me.
That is so true. That is so that is so true.
That's I got to keep her in check a little bit.
No, I feel you, man. I feel you. But you mentioned something so special, which is a key word, and that's, you said you want to learn Spanish, and that's something that a lot of people don't understand, because you want to be successful, you want it.
Yep.
A lot of, I remember when I used to manage, I was an operation manager. I used to manage,
Sorry about
sites,
that.
and not a problem. I used to manage sites in 3, maybe 4 different states. And to get to that level, you got to want it. And people, when I used to train people, I used to tell them, you want something, you need something.
Mhm.
You know, I need a pair of sneakers. It's not the same thing. I want a pair of sneakers.
Right.
You have to have that initiative of want. You got to want it.
Mhm.
And then once you want it, now you need it.
Mhm.
And hey, man, you're a great definition of that.
Well, I tell you what, there's examples of that all around in this day and age where people want things, and they use excuses, and they use the victimology excuses that, oh, I can't get this because I'm this or because I'm that, or you know what? That's all a bunch of bunk, because you can be whatever you want to be. And if you go back and listen to some of the old time people like Les Brown or Earl Nightingale, and just listen to the things that they can tell you about how successful you can be if you just want to be it. You
Yes.
go back and think on Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. I was 60 years old when I read that book. And I thought, oh, how come I didn't read this when I was 12?
Yeah.
And it's things that we don't really hear like we should. So it's true. If you want, it's all about your want and how much you want it, how bad you want it. You can get to be anything you want to be just by wanting it.
100%.
So,
Mark,
stuff.
you're you're an old timer, right? You're from a different generation.
Mhm.
Like, what is the difference between your generation and this generation regarding trying to do something and become something? Like, for
Well,
example, like, yeah.
that can be, an opinion, and what opinions are, just like, everybody got one. So, I think my upbringing, I was just talking with this to a guy the other day about, having to work for things, and I was 14 years old, and I was working in a gas station for $1.25 an hour. Can you imagine that? far cry from $15 an hour that they want today for doing the same thing. And so I think it's what was put into me from a young child. And we can get deep in philosophy here.
Well, let's go down the rabbit hole. You're a wise man, and some of this knowledge needs to be spread to these youth. We're in desperate of need.
It's what you put into your children. Some people think they're loving their children by giving them everything and giving them and giving them and giving them. But in reality, you're really handcuffing them, because there's just nobody giving you something. My dad used to say, I would say, "Hey, Dad, it's free." He said, "No, it's not free. It might be free to you, but someone had to pay for it. There's nothing in this life that's free."
Damn
And
right.
I didn't realize that then, but I realize it now, so if you even see what's going on in the world today, that, yeah, they want to help so many people. Well, in reality, they're really not helping them. They're hurting them by not giving them the ability to go and get it themselves.
Yeah.
And that, everybody's got a different viewpoint on that too. So, but I can debate it with anybody, and, I can be wrong,
Yeah.
but
And that's okay.
yeah.
And that's okay, because a lot of people go down that rabbit hole and want to be right and just want to be right, but it's such a deep meaning that just try to understand. There's no need
Mhm.
to be right or wrong. It's just, you understand my point of view, I understand yours, and we just sit back and let that simmer in.
Right. Yeah. The basic thing is, if some good can come out of it, uh, disagreement is not something to be afraid of. It's something to be grabbed onto and to analyze and take it apart and to see if it's if you got something to learn for yourself there too.
Yeah, I remember I listened to the what's his name, Matthew McConaughey, the
Mm-hmm.
Green Light. I got his audiobook, and he was saying once he was down in Africa, and he was between two African men, and they were having a debate, and he got in and he made his two senses and basically picked the other guy's side and said he's right. And the gentleman who he picked the side with stopped him and said, "It's not about being right or wrong, it's about understanding.
Mm-hmm.
It's about understanding his point of view and him understanding mine, so we can progress
Mm-hmm.
rather than regress."
Exactly.
you know
Exactly. So
um how like how different, and like I and nowadays everything, it's the young ones need to be validated. There's so much false promotion, advertisements of, I think I've said this so many times, of, you want to buy a Bugatti, just click this link, or
mhm,
showing you can make money. That's
mhm,
as such a young age, and people want that validation.
mhm.
How is it, you there, or older gentlemen, like how different of generation is that for you?
Well, today, you can you can make money simply just by offering advice and giving value to somebody over interview just like this. Someone
Mhm.
finds value in what you're doing. Uh, you know, I I pretty much grew up learning how to work with my back, and because of that, my back is shot. But you know, uh, I think if anybody has the drive to learn and to do, I mean, there's young kids making millions on the internet and doing YouTube on their YouTube channel. It's crazy, unheard of. You know, so but I don't know. I think the youth of today can do amazing things if they just get the right lessons and the right words delivered to them so that they can, see their potential, and yeah, so that's how I feel about that,
That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. Um, I agree with you 100%. I think, now it's more simpler times. You, like you said, you can make a video on YouTube and make a shitload of money, like a lot.
yeah.
And but I also, I look at my son, like I look at my daughters, like I look at my nephews. Like I grew up in Puerto Rico, everything. Like I think I got my first cell phone. I was like 20.
Hmm.
Like I remember growing up, there was days we had no water because some pipe broke. There was no light because a storm broke out. So we had to, basically sleep in the dark and live like that for months,
Hmm.
and I just wonder if making everything so easy and convenient, it's actually helping us.
Well, like I said before, nobody gets nothing for nothing. Everything isn't free. So the dollars that are generated have to be generated from somebody doing something of value. Uh, our country used to be the biggest country in the world as far as its factories and its gross domestic product. And if your country is not producing a gross domestic product of value, sooner or later, those dollars are going to be gone because it's what we produce that makes the money. And so, there's people buying information, making money on YouTube channels right now and stuff like that. But if the main resource, GDP, the gross national product, withers and droops, that's going to go away. It's kind of like, wow, we're making hay today, but we're not putting any seed in the ground. We're not putting anything in the ground to keep it going. So, and there again, that's my opinion, and that's what it is. It's my opinion. So I think that, you have to be considerate. Look at today, the kids go to college, and not all of them, I'm not lumping them all in, but they go to college and they come out and they're lucky to get a job for $28,000 a
Yeah,
year.
man.
They're
Yeah.
lucky to get a job like that.
They don't want to give you a job because you don't have a degree, but then when you have the degree, they don't want to give you the job because you don't have experience.
Yeah, exactly. So, I work with my hands. I got a card carrying millwright. So I could go anywhere in the country and work on machinery and make a really, really good living. All right. These kids are coming out of school and, they need welders, they need masons, they need people who can fix things, electricians, good, high paying jobs that people are missing, and that's, if you don't have those kinds of jobs, eventually the jobs where you're sitting doing a podcast and doing things like that, no one's going to have the money to keep generating an income for you. So I don't know. Am I making any sense?
You are. I totally understand. I remember having this conversation with a friend of mine, and like pandemic hit, right? The pandemic hit. Everybody was in their house, like you, or were fortunate for work from home. But this is, technically, this is all digital shit.
Right.
Like this country runs on hard labor, real estate, hard labor. You want to flip a house? You can't do it behind a monitor
Nope.
unless, if you're the owner or whatever. Yeah. But, hard labor, you
Mhm.
know, making paper towels or just hand sanitizer or a
Mhm.
drink or whatever. It's manual labor.
Yep.
Like everything's going in a, you know, except EXP. That EXP is like the greatest thing that ever made for a brokerage because it's such easy. But taking that aside, everything you need essentially is manual labor. But the
Hmm.
way they're trying to direct everything is digital, do everything through a phone, through a computer, having it so accessible, and but we're forgetting what's really important.
Yeah, it can seem like that. I think that the interpersonal things that we're missing here by, you and I, you're in New Jersey and I'm over here in Florida, and we can have a great conversation. And I've never met you. I don't know what kind of car you drive. I don't know how many kids you have. All those kinds of things that, if we were next to each other, we'd be grabbing onto.
Yeah,
And so you know it's great. It's great for business to be able uh to reach so many people with so little effort, right? It's send out a couple of Zoom invites on email, and you get 20 people in a room just like that. But then there's the personal touch that gets missing like that. It was so fun. It was I work with these girls up here in New Jersey, and when some of them come down here to Florida, and we got together and had a dinner, it was just so nice to sit in a room and have a dinner together, and it was really, really good. But we get a lot done just through the internet, and thank the good Lord for that. We can do it that
definitely.
way.
Yes, yes, yes.
I think it's the personal relationships that um, that are going to hurt a little bit. And who knows what the results of that will be long term. So
I totally understand. It's one of the reasons, one of many reasons I try to create this platform.
mhm,
Like the video version of the podcast, where like when I was growing up, and children that were at least more privileged to have a computer, cell phones, and whatnot. And then when I moved over here, everybody was on their phone.
mhm,
Everybody was on, either texting, like Messenger. It wasn't video, it was Messenger. And they were missing that interaction that now something like social anxiety symptoms, or whatever they call it, actually exist.
mhm.
And I grew up with my grandparents, right? So, I missed having just an innocent, deep conversation about life, just talking to somebody,
Mhm.
ra- rather than speaking to somebody through, a cell phone, and use so many acronyms that you're just trying to
Mhm.
decipher what they
Oh my God.
mean. Maybe I'm
I'm
old.
lost.
Yeah, maybe I'm old school, but there there's a connection that we're lost. That nowadays some young kids can't talk to your friend, face to face. They get shy. I remember my,
Right.
I remember my grandparents like, you better stand up and talk. You want something, you better stand up and go order it face to
Yeah.
face. And this is why one of the reasons, I wanted to create something like this. I didn't want, I wanted to relive, or try to recreate just having a decent conversation, organic conversation, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Rather than sit back and give you a list of 20 questions to
Right.
prepare,
Yeah.
that I'm gonna ask you, rather than let it be organic. And it's more special because you get to learn more about the individual, right?
Well, it's really strange and unique how this conversation has flowed. It went a lot different from what I thought that it was going to go when you asked me to talk a little bit. And I just uh I've enjoyed just shooting the breeze with you. One thing you talked about that really is a breakdown, not a breakdown, it's just odd for me, is people would rather text than talk on the phone.
Oh, yes.
And for me, I got big old hands that have been hammering with hammers and
Hmm.
turning wrenches, and them little buttons are pretty hard. So it takes me forever to express myself through text. But if we're talking,
Hmm.
I can do pretty good,
And you know what is the worst part of that? And it's happened to me numerous times. Like you text something, and then like example, like my wife, I would text something to my wife, and she'll see it and she'll take it the wrong way.
Exactly.
But then when I say in person, it was like, oh, that's what you meant.
Yeah.
Okay. So you get that emotion, that feeling that
Mhm.
it's not there. And that creates a lot of chaos.
Yeah, it does. I have clients that just want to text, and I tell them it's really, really hard to do business that way without causing errors and just what you said, misunderstandings. We're when we're doing real estate, it's the biggest deal of your life. Most
Yes.
people, it is.
Yes.
So I take it really serious. So I don't want you to have a misunderstanding because we're just texting and because of my inept texting skills. So I want to speak to you,
Hmm.
and then I can say, hey, is that sound all right to you, Dio? How's that work for you? And we can, you can
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can actually see in my eyes that I have a genuine concern.
Yeah. You're being sincere.
Yep.
Like think about it, Mark. How many deals have people lost and canceled and called off just because they weren't able to communicate correctly through text message?
Well, I wouldn't be able to begin to guess how many, but I'm sure a lot of them have. But that's why I really make my people talk with me on the phone, and so that I can get a very good understanding of what they want. And if they don't want to do it that way, well, then maybe I'm not the realtor for them. And
And
that's okay
sometimes,
too.
and that you're absolutely right. That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's
So.
okay. I was talking to my father-in-law, right? Uh he's an older gentleman. And we were talking, he wanted to give out his card, my wife's real estate cards.
Mhm.
And my wife was like, no, I'll just text you, because now you can create your a digital one and just send it to people.
Yep.
And he made us realize something. It's like he told us, like, that's cool. Like literally he said, that's cool, but me and my people from different generation, we want everything, we want a physical. That's how we work.
Mhm.
And we connect with a lot of people. So when I'm referring to somebody, here, take this.
Mhm.
And rather than getting lost and looking on your phone to see where I can find it, it could be in your
Mhm.
pocket, it could be in your hand, it could be in your wallet. Here, take this. And it continues. You have something of value that's physical, and it keeps passing on.
Yep. Yep. But Dio, on the same token,
Hmm.
both are valid. Both are valid. I use
Yes.
both. I have a
Yes.
digital one, and I have you know a paper one, that I hand out, and I use them both a lot, and they're both valuable to me. Uh, and so I guess you got to accept that there's more than one way to skin a cat, I
No,
guess.
definitely,
Yep.
definitely. But when me, like I tell my wife, I don't know if it's my upbringing, or I grew up with my grandpa. I'm too gangster. I want face to face. I want to go up
Mhm.
to you. I want to talk to you.
Yep.
Like I'm a man of my word. If I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. I want to have that interaction of giving you my card. So
Right.
that I need that feeling of reading somebody, so that
Right.
I know if this is somebody I could work with, or this is somebody that is just BSing me. I need to move on, because
Right.
time, especially in real estate, time is very important.
Yep.
Sekou tells you all the time. I want to work with the most valuable and motivated buyer or seller or
Mhm.
investor or etc.
Yep.
Time, it's key.
Mhm. Yeah, I like his line. He says, your motivation doesn't match my ability to sell you a house or to find you a house.
Exactly.
So,
Or
so,
that, or the other one, let's make a mess.
make a mess. I do pretty good at that.
You know, we need to make a soundboard for him. That's what
Yeah.
we need to make. We'll make a mess. Just make a mess.
Yeah, a bunch of little sound clips of his
Yeah.
Seikoisms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I call him the Grandmaster, man. He drops gems on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy? Most of them are just common sense.
Yep.
They're not like these videos you'll see. Oh, you want them, here's the key for you to sell your home or whatever. It's just common sense things.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. The analogy of planting seeds is something that he uses a lot, and that's a principle that is true for now and for all times. If you plant a seed, it's going to grow. So if you plant in good seeds, and you can take this right into your own being inside. If I'm putting good things in here and in here, good things are going to come out, and that's what I try to practice every day. I'm mindful of that, no matter what.
I'm into that.
Garbage in, garbage out, and good stuff in, good stuff out. So I try to plant every day, and that analogy of planting seeds is rings pretty true in the real estate business.
Yes. Mark, when you now that you're 2 years into this real estate game, like any advice you can give to somebody who's about to get a license or somebody's thinking about it to get in this game?
Well, it's
Like
interesting.
simple advice.
It's interesting that you should ask that, because I'm working with several people right now that are thinking about getting into the real estate business. And what I tell them is, you got to know why you're going to get into it. All right. Keep your eyes open why you're getting into it. What do you expect from it? And realize that it's not a get rich quick thing. It's going to take a lot of hard work. But there's people who will help you and get you started to where you need to be. And if you make steps in those directions, you're going to be successful. You will be successful if you follow the systems of people who are successful. So my encouragement to them is to just don't give up. Remember why you're doing it, and once you're started and once you've committed, I want to be a realtor. It has to turn into I'm going to be a top-notch realtor, and it has to become a mindset for you. And then just feed that every day with the people who you spend time with, the seeds that you put in your mind, the reading, and just do something every day to make yourself a better realtor.
Do you listen to anything that to keep you motivated? Like there's like videos on YouTube or books or like something that you do, when you're feeling like stressed out or unmotivated that gets you going again. Do you have any like of that?
I have, I tell you what, it's kind of a funny story, because when I told you I started out working in a gas station, and Saturday mornings, this guy would come on and he was the most boring guy to listen to. And he'd be, yeah. Well, that guy who come on back then was Earl Nightingale.
Wow.
And now when I go for my walk in my morning, Earl Nightingale is talking to me every day. And I wish I'd listened to him when I was 14, because he gave me the gold nuggets. He gave me the gold nuggets in my 60s to go past to where I ever imagined going past. So I listened to Earl Nightingale. I like Jim Rohn. I like Les Brown. All these people who have, they're older fellas, but you can listen to Denzel Washington. Is just amazing, inspirational speaker. So yeah, I do fill myself with that. My wife is a motivator. She always says that you can do this, you know, and if she catches me saying something negative, she says, nah, don't talk like that. That's negative. That's just bringing negative energy on you. It's always positive. So pretty cool stuff that way. So staying positive, listen to the people, listen to motivational things when you're down. I don't have to be down to listen to it. I know it feeds me, so I listen to it automatically. You know, it just keeps me going, excites me, you know.
That's key right there too. Like I once, I don't remember, like when I first moved here, it was a real estate agent or somebody said real estate agents shouldn't watch the news,
Mm.
you know. And I remember, either I don't remember if it was me or somebody asked why, and it's because everything's so negative. You want to be a successful agent, real estate agent, you gotta throw that out. You wake up early in the morning, you know, like Pix 11 and all these that they tend to have fun interaction in the morning. That's what you
Mhm.
want to watch. You know, everything negative is predictable. You already know what's going on, right?
Mhm.
So
Right.
you start your day off, you know, I don't want to say running away, but just leaving that aside, try to get that out of that negative environment, because being a real estate agent, it's a tough cookie. Some days are easier than others, but you
Mhm.
have to have that motivation to keep pushing,
Yep,
and
exactly.
keep doing it. And like you said not too long ago, it's a long game. It's a longevity rather than
Mhm.
quick a quick money type of thing.
Mhm. And there are people that do hit it quick, you know, and and you can. It's like anything else,
Oh yeah, most definitely.
uh, but someone described it as if it was a graph, it'd be like a J graph, you know.
Mhm.
And a lot of people are starting up here and they're all excited, and then it kind of wanes here like that. And a lot of them quit when they're down here in this here part of the graph, and not realizing that they're ready to go on the upswing. Analogy right there has helped me realize, yeah, I'm just one transaction or one phone call away from a $1 million transaction or whatever, something that could be life changing. And so, but it's realizing that you're on a journey, and good things will happen if you keep pushing.
Yes, yes. You realize you've like created a whole new second life. You have this whole life you had before, doing all this manual labor work was incredible, and now
Mhm.
you started a second new chapter of life.
Yeah, really, actually,
And
yeah.
I find it so incredible, because it's like there's time to do what you want. You just gotta want to do it. You have to wake up looking forward to do something, you
Exactly.
know, and
Yeah.
it's not a lot of people could do that. They don't have that passion for that.
Well, I don't know. I really, like I said in the beginning, I like people. Uh, I was bored to death just being retired, and all I did was cut my lawn twice a week, and now I don't have time to cut my lawn, so I have to pay someone to cut my lawn. But it's it's a whole new life. It is really, and some people say, "Are you crazy?" You know, and other people say, "Hey, wow, that's pretty neat. Look what you're doing." And I'm not in it to impress anybody else or do anything like that. I'm in it to just fulfill what my day needs to be filled with. It's pretty amazing stuff. I just love it.
That's beautiful, man. So what's next for you? What's next for you? What are you trying to do? What's like, you have demolished so many goals. You have taken out so many obstacles. Like, what's next? What's on your bucket list?
I tell you what, a lot of people we talk about this a lot. What do you want? What are you going to do when you say you've made it or whatever? You know, I'm a pretty simple guy. I don't need a lot. I don't need to have a Ferrari or any other hot car, or I don't need to have a mansion. I don't need to have a yacht. I want to leave a legacy to my children and to my grandchildren. So, if you ask me, Mark, why are you doing this? I want to do this and succeed at it to show other people that you can do whatever you want.
I'm into that. Yes.
So that's if I can leave that to my grandson or to my granddaughter, or to anybody. I got little grandkids that, wow, look what that guy did when he was 60 years old. And I'm not a victim of my age. I'm not a victim of anything else. I'm just doing it.
I'm into that. That's beautiful. That's incredible, because it's to show that it's not about having money or those or having something, physical that makes you, and have accolades. It's just wanting to live, and do different things.
Yeah, if I could have the money to help other people have just the normal things, that's satisfaction to me. I've got family that still lives in Honduras that are struggling every day, just for the normal things, and I want to be able to help them. That's what puts a smile on my face, and that's the good things. That's the things that can never get taken away.
That's beautiful, man. So, Mark, where can we find you? So all the listeners, so all the viewers, where they can find you, how they can contact you, let it all out.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm pretty visible on Facebook. I'm really visible on Google. If you Google me, you'll find me. If you go to my website, www.movinonup.com, and that is movinonup.com. And I'm on LinkedIn and Pinterest and on Instagram. So I'm on all the social media platforms. That's easy. It's easy to find me. I'm not hiding. So
there you go, guys. And just a reminder, once this video comes out, I'll put the link in the description so you can even check them out there. Mark, it's been an honor. We need to do this again. I know you're developing your stuff. I'm always a call away.
Appreciate that, brother.
And it's been an honor. Thank you for joining me. I had a blast talking to you. I hope you were able to enjoy yourself.
I did. I really enjoyed myself a lot. I'm looking forward to a long friendship, and
yes.
Come on down here and visit with us someday.
Yes. Well, soon. I'm trying to move. I can't take this urban life no more. I'm so close. I need my space.
Yeah, I need help out with that.
I need somewhere not too close to the city, but not too far. Yeah. Somewhere I can, just be okay.
Where I live, I'm 40 minutes away from Mickey Mouse's house, and I'm 30 minutes away from Deltona Beach. It's perfect.
Yes, that's not bad. Ooh.
I can go to the beach. When the grandkids come, they think I live next to Mickey Mouse, and they're all happy with that. And so I just love where I live. I think it's central to wherever I want to be, whatever I want.
There you go. Live and learn.
Yes, sir.
Well, thank you once again, guys. I'm out.